Hey guys, welcome back today with a bit of a weirder one reaction to this guy that has been around the Yu-Gi-Oh community for the last few days. I got divorced over Yu-Gi-Oh, divorced from his wife. And I have a special take since I have seen parts of the video already. I am under the impression that this guy wasn't divorced because of Yu-Gi-Oh, but because of something else that I want to point out in this video. So this is kind of like a video talking about girls and women, kind of like, which is definitely something I was always very interested in, the psychological dynamic behind that, since I am a psychologist. And you can see this guy, you can't really see it because my face is there, but this guy has 1,100,000 Yu-Gi-Oh subscribers. What the fuck, thank you everyone for 6 hours ago. So I guess this video definitely pumped up his YouTube channel, so good for him. Let's start over and see what was happening here, and I will comment on this. Very interesting.
I am no longer married.
I will put him on 1.5.
This is not what this video is about, but there's something that you guys need to know. When I met this woman and I told her about my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, she hated it. She didn't like it. She said that, hey, you can do something better with your life. You should go back to school. So you know what I did back in 2016?
So first of all, yeah, the women I had a girlfriend, so my ex-girlfriend was also with me in the time where I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh. It was fine. It was never like she was like, oh, this is the coolest hobby ever. And there's actually a statistical survey. They asked what is the most unattractive hobby that a guy can have, and manga comic was number one. So yeah, I mean, it's not directly Yu-Gi-Oh or playing cards, but manga comics. I think it's for girls. It's basically the same thing. Here's my take though. I don't think that if a girl really likes you, it matters whether you are into this hobby. There are definitely other things, and we'll see this in a moment here.
17, 16. I said, you know what? Maybe she's right. And you know what I did? I sold all my equipment. I sold my YouTube channel. I sold all my camera stuff. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time for me to do something better with my life. Not knowing that at that time, what I had was very special. At that time, something that I chose to do, YouTube, I had something going on. Even though I had some drama and stuff going on before, and I shut down my channel a few times, I had something that I completely gave up. I gave it up because someone said, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time to move on. You got to do something better with your life. There's got to be something more for your life.
Zu Weihnachten wird unsere Feier.
And here's I think one of the problems that is already here. Not the fact that he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but the fact, and women hate this, right? The fact that, you can let me know in the comments, let me know your experience, but the fact that he's like, yeah, not really standing in for his own conviction that he's doing what other people are doing. And this is kind of a thing that will be the theme of this video going forward from here. So I think it's not really the problem that you are playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but the problem that someone else is telling you, do this, and you just do it, and you sell all your stuff. So you basically, you sell out for this woman, which is never a good idea. Definitely trust me when I say the women do not want you to follow all their orders. It's definitely the opposite that they want.
And I sold all my stuff for a woman. And she's no longer here. And this problem persists. She told me at that time, hey, you want to meet my mother? You need a car. Because I didn't have a car at the time. I was doing YouTube. I was working from home. I didn't need to drive anywhere. Yes, YouTube is what I did for a living. It's how I paid my bills. And I was street performing also. How did I street perform? I just catch the bus 20 minutes down the street, played my horn, went home. I never needed a car. But when I met this woman, you have to go back to school. You have to exercise. You have to get your degree. You have to do something better with your life. Even though I explained to her, this is what I chose to do. A woman comes in your life and try to tell you the plan that you chose for your life is wrong. And out of love, I choose to say, you know what? Maybe she's right. And I took a chance.
Yeah, out of love, this is the question, right? This is like, honestly, this is just a weak mindset position. It is like a person is there telling you, do this, buy a car, otherwise you can't like meet my mother. I would say, yeah, then I don't meet your mother. What's going on? So obviously it's okay doing some or like meeting in the middle, right? It's okay to go a few steps towards a girl if there's something that is wrong, if it doesn't like change the core of your personality, which this guy, he changed everything. And obviously, I think this is the most unattractive feature about this whole story, the fact that he just changed everything, not the fact that he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah.
I took a chance. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give this up completely. Like for good. Sold the channel's jobber, sold all my stuff. Tried to go back to school multiple times. There's some, I don't want to say that I can't finish school. but it certainly feels like I can. I don't know what it is. And every time I talk to people, they just think that everything I say is just an excuse. You are a grown man. You are an adult. You can do it. It's like no one can see it from my perspective. It's like I am always wrong.
Yeah, he's always wrong. He has this is what I'm talking about. He has the syndrome of like trying to please everyone, right? And you can't please everyone. This is the problem, right? You have to be okay as a man in general to piss off some people and then have other people that really like you for who you are. But this whole liking you for who you are theme subject is also a subject that comes up in a moment.
What I do? Fall asleep. What do they say? Hey, you're lazy. You're procrastinating. You're choosing not to do this. And I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with me. When it comes to school, studying, and staying on task and staying focused, I just can't do it. And I try, and I go back to school, and I pay all this money, and I pay all this money, and I pay all this money, and I fail, and I fail, and I fail, and I fail. Music has always been there for me, and I've always been great at it. People say that, hey, they try to test me. They say, hey.
So he gave up something that he really loved, something that he is good at, just for this woman, right? The music, being a street musician, right? It's crazy.
Hey,
yeah.
You know music, right? You know this person? No. You know this person? No. You know this person? No. Well, how are you a musician? I also get people say to me, hey, what key is this in? I say, I don't know. Like, they say, well, how are you playing? How are you a musician? How do you play so well? I am not the type of person who is book smart or knowledgeable. I don't know things, but I know how to do things. I know how to do things physically in a creative way. I'm not the type of person who retains things and hold on to things, who can read a book and then take a test, pass it, and go on. That's not me. I am a creative-minded person. Anything that involves creativity, I can do, at least to some degree, where people are like, wow, you do it so well. You ever thought about going to school? No, I tried. It doesn't work. So this is all tying together. I met the parents. They asked me, hey, what do you do for a living? I had to tell them I am a musician. I couldn't tell them I was a street musician. I am a musician. Then they said, hey, you have a degree? I said, I don't have a degree. My ex-wife parents did not speak to me for 2 years and told...
This is so crazy. This is the point where I would leave this relationship. I mean, okay, depending on what my girlfriend does, right? If the parents don't want to talk to me anymore and she's on my side, then it's fine. Otherwise, it's over.
Not to marry me.
It's crazy.
Because I don't have a degree. What sense does that make? So I give up.
It actually makes some sense, right? So if the girl wants to build her own family, then it's understandable that the girl wants some more security if family is what they are planning to do, which is not something that he talks about.
I give up my entrepreneurial things. I try to do something that's not innately a part of my strengths at all, because I'm thinking I'm in love to do something for somebody, to prove something. And this continues on through the marriage. She says, hey, you need to find a hobby. I'm like, oh, let me play Yugioh again. So last year, I start my channel up again. I buy my channel back from Java. Like, oh, she gave me the okay to go into a hobby.
This is what I'm talking about, right? This is the unattractive thing about his behavior. She's like, go get a hobby, and he's like, okay, I have the permission now to play Yu-Gi-Oh again. Yeah, so now I can start up a hobby. It's like, this is the problem. This is the real problem of this story, not the fact that he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know what she said? You're spending too much time playing those cards. It's either the cards or me. She literally said that. Like, you just said, I need a hobby. I get into a hobby.
You said I need a hobby, and now I have the hobby, and now you're saying you need either the cards or me, and he's totally like, it's like enemy controller, right? Somebody's playing an enemy controller on him, always basically, doing what other people want him to do, especially the woman, right? So
I mean, and now you said
never do this.
What is it? What do I do?
What do I do? Yeah, the guy has to do what he wants to do, not what the woman tells him to do.
She said, why are you into those cards so much? I said, hey, I need to make a video about something. And I haven't played this card game for 2 years, on and off. How can I make a video for my subscribers about something I have no knowledge of? And I try to explain it to her, but she don't get it. She thinks it's just cards you pick up and you just play, like Uno. It's not that way.
Like Uno.
Every 3 months, a new stuff come out. I can't make a video about something if I don't know.
Yeah, but the girls are not really into cards. I've taught my ex-girlfriend the basics of Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually, it was cute. It was cute because she was really, for the 2 hours I taught her, she was really like interested, or fainting interest at least, which I liked.
What is it about?
I wasn't expecting any more.
I can't start my channel back up and just start making videos. I have to be in it. I have to learn about it and learn what's going on. So
yeah, I understand the frustration.
She literally cried because of those cards. And people say, hey, priorities, man, it's your wife, or, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Priorities, man, it's your wife. Yeah, a totally wrong mindset.
But then I'll be back at that point where I'm giving up things that I like, things that's a part of my life for someone else to feel happy. And
he kind of gets it. He's coming around.
I feel miserable in the process. I'm sitting there watching all these YouTubers come out and make videos and do all this stuff. They're traveling. I'm like, that's what I used to do. I love that. I miss that. Why can't she come along with my journey instead of scrutinizing me? And then that's money gone from me. It's not about the money, but that was money gone from me. Then street performing. I said to her, hey, I don't want to move away from Baltimore. You may be thinking, why? That's where my home base is. My gigs, my performances, everything. Keep in mind, I didn't have a job. Like, when I say I don't have a job, like a real job. A real job is, you know, going in 9 to 5. I didn't have a real job for over 10 years. It was YouTube and playing my horn. That's how I paid all my bills. So when we got married, and we moved out to Baltimore to somewhere else I didn't want to be, she said, hey, how come you're not paying the bills? And I was like, what? I have a job. I have a 9 to 5 job.
Jetzt neu.
There are a lot of ad breaks, but yeah, I guess this is, honestly, in my opinion, this is something that a lot of guys are a bit confused about. Yeah, what do we talk about this?
I don't make enough from this 9 to 5 job to pay all these bills. Before then, I could street performing in YouTube. I made enough money off of that to pay the bills. Now I'm working 9 to 5 all day long, and that's not a complaint because there are people who do that. But I had something that most people wish they had. Most people wish they can go out, make some money, pay their bills, and have all day off. That was a gift. That was something. That was something that I had. Now you can.
Yeah, it's really a gift.
Crying.
If he is at the point that he can live off that, that's amazing. Yeah.
I messed up. It is all of that. It is true. I am complaining. I am hurt. I made some mistakes. I did some dumb things. And you're right. It is my fault. I chose to sell my channel.
I like this, right? He's at least, and this is the most important thing, he's at least recognizing that it was actually his choice. But this is the most important part from a psychological perspective, right? The ability to say, okay, I was responsible, which gives you responsibility, which means gives you the ability to respond in the future, which means you have control, right? This is the most important fact. You can change it, but you can only change it, you only have control if you also recognize that it is actually, it was your action you choose, right? Very important.
Chose to give up this thing. Not realizing, you know what? This is my YouTube channel. This is my life. You can't come into my life and dictate to me and tell me what's better for me because you don't see it.
She can, but you don't have to follow that, right?
From my perspective. And then get mad at me. You
have to understand the red flags when they come.
When I lose all of those things. That I can't do what you think I should do. I've never been that way. It's like you're trying to tell me to walk or run a lap or a race with no legs. You're trying to tell me to do something that I innately just cannot do. And when I say I can't do that, it's just an excuse. So I'm moving out. In 2 weeks, I'll be moving out. I'll have my own place again. I'm starting my life over. And you guys know I couldn't make videos when she's in the house. The only time I can make YouTube videos is when she's gone. And you might be thinking, well, why is that?
Crazy.
She would come in here from my room and say, hey, you're too loud. Hey, I'm trying to read. I'm like, wait, what? I gotta talk. I gotta make a video. I'm disturbing her.
Yeah, the dynamic between them is really fucked up. You can't let it come to this point, and it's the dynamic that divorced him, right? Not the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Once again, my opinion.
And yes, I'm venting and I'm ranting. If you stayed this long, thank you. If you didn't, it's okay.
You're welcome.
But I need to get this off my chest.
Your Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, right? Shout out to the guy.
Myself.
You see this here.
I don't blame her.
I'm not stealing the content. Your Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Shout out to the guy. You can also see it right here with your eyes. Okay.
Everything that I've chosen to do is because I wanted to do it. I wanted to make someone happy. I thought I can be that person for someone else.
Nah, that's not how it works.
I thought I can get away from
it's not what the woman wants.
In street performing. I thought I can go back to school and pass and get a real job and make some good money to pay all my bills. I thought I could be that man who could do those things. But the truth is, I have special gifts and talents that other people wish they had.
Experience.
To be able to pay and make money and do things in ways people wish they could. It's ironic, isn't it? It's ironic that I wish that I can go to school and work a 9 to 5 job all day long and pay all my bills. It's ironic that I want to do what people hate to do. They hate to go in and live a mundane life. They hate that. And they want to have their own business. They want to make their own money. They want to have their free time. I had that. Literally, I would work 3 hours a day, and have enough at the end of the month to pay all my bills and do whatever I need and travel. But that wasn't good enough for the person I was with. It wasn't secured enough. What if you didn't make enough? Was the question.
Understandable at some point, right?
All the stuff.
I feel for the guy.
I truly want to do YouTube full time, not for a living. Yes, money comes along with it, and yes, my channel is dead, but I'll do it as a hobby because I like doing it and I can't give it up. I've made a video about not giving up before. I said I would never give up. I just can't. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I enjoy being with my friends and doing those things, even at this age, even 15 years later. I'm done. Thanks for watching. You can leave a comment.
Okay, I really feel for the guy. There's nothing tougher than having like when girls or women leave you. That's just rough. Everyone who has experienced that knows that it's really tough for a man. Really needs time to recover. I also did within my breakups. I really feel for him, but yeah. And here's the thing where I think. It's really hard to have this. I mean, honestly, let's say it how it is. I, for myself, as well as him probably, I could live off, I don't know, 1,000 euros a month or 1,500 euros a month. I don't spend a lot, I save a lot, and honestly, the things I like to do are not that expensive. Besides traveling, I definitely like to travel to see things, explore the world, and this can cost something, but you can also travel cheaply, and then you don't really have to make a lot of money. And I think what you have to understand is that you can't really have it both ways. If you want to have a girlfriend, wife, family planning, then most women will probably be on the fence when you earn not that much money or only enough money to pay the bills at the end of the month, even though you make it with such a cool thing as he does, and only 3 hours of work a day. I was self-employed before I began studying for like 7 years, so I know what this is like. I made good amount of monies. I didn't work that much in the end when everything worked well. So I do understand this, but I think you can't have it both ways. You either live your relatively chill life and make like ends meet basically. But if you can get a woman and wife her up, and I mean, okay, if both of you are on the side that we never want family, but yeah, it's. I don't think you can have it both ways. So if I would be partnered up with a woman, or the next woman I'm going to be partnered up with, I definitely know that it doesn't really work if I want to live like this basic 1,000 euros a month lifestyle. There are not a lot of women who are ready to go along with this. There are women, don't get me wrong, but not a lot of them. So I think this is something you have to understand as a man. But also, and this is the main point I wanted to make, I guess, which I already did, is that I don't think he got divorced because of Yu-Gi-Oh, but he got divorced because of his honesty. So no, this is not against this guy. Really cool guy. I really like how he already came around, recognizing his own mistakes. I like that he made a video about it, sharing this with other men. I definitely appreciate that. But his mindset is somehow weak, right? He's like, oh, someone else is telling me to do this, and I am just doing it. And he repeatedly did it within his marriage, which is something you should never do with anyone, especially not with your woman, if you don't want to have her leave you, honestly. Yeah, this is a very important thing. But guys, this is obviously a controversial topic. You can let me know in the comments what is your standpoint on this. Very interested. A bit off topic here, but still Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. So let me know in the comments what you think, and we will see each other in the next one.